Reputation is about a lot more than just communications. It really is a business issue, and it needs to be looked at across all areas of any business. What social media has done is it's really magnified the issue of reputation because it amplifies a company's behavior, good or bad. So if you think about reputation as having three key elements, which are trust, behavior, and employee engagement, if any of those three areas starts to fall down, that's where trouble arises. So if we think of a specific example, a couple of years ago there was a large multinational pizza chain, and they weren't on social media. They were very vocal about their company's core values, one of which was demanding integrity. It happened that two employees within one of the pizza chains, or pizza chain restaurants, decided to film themselves doing something not very nice to the pizza before it was delivered to a customer, which is in direct opposition to the core value of demanding integrity. That film was posted online, and it then spread like wildfire. So what that did is it had a very direct impact on the company's reputation. There are a few steps CEOs need to take to make sure that social media is built into the fabric of their organization. I think a great starting point is to revisit the company's core values and make sure that the whole of the company is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. For example, if one of your core values is around customer service, but you're not responding to any customer complaints on Twitter, for example, within an hour, or it might be taking you 24 or 48 hours to respond, that there's a misalignment there. And you need to set up the processes and systems that will enable this new era of social media to support what you want to achieve with your business. There's a company called Conversocial that actually did some research looking at customer service online, and what they found was in the region of 50% of complaints on Twitter never even got a response. So that's the first place to start, and I think that's probably the most important place to start. The second thing is to gather all your functional heads together and ask them questions relating to social media. So what are they doing in this sphere? For example, in HR, is somebody monitoring which employees are saying things about you online? It's a great way to identify and foster brand ambassadors. The IT department. Do the IT department have a specific trigger at which point they will alert your communications team about a potential issue? Because what could be perceived as a relatively minor IT problem could spread like wildfire on social media. So it's absolutely critical to have a strategy that involves social media at every area of your business. The third area is to make sure that someone has responsibility for being the guardian of your reputation. And that person should be someone who has their finger on the pulse of every area within your organization and will always keep your reputation top of mind. I really don't think there's a one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to how CEOs interact with social media. It really is a very personal decision, and engaging online will suit some people, but it really won't suit others. I really do believe the most important questions that CEOs need to be asking are about whether the core values are being reflected in what's being said online. The communications and marketing experts within your business will know the ins and outs about communicating online, but it's when gaps arise between what the company says it cares about and the company's behavior that real trouble arises. The final area that I think really should be a priority for CEOs is to make sure that there's monitoring in place to look at what is being said online, not only just about your brand, but also about your sector, about your competitors, about any issues that you might be addressing. Because even if your company isn't active online, it's important to know what's being said about you. You can only respond if you know that people are talking about you.